Hello, this is David again for episode number 4 of our experiment between ETFs and cryptocurrency. Just to remind ourselves that we were going to compare dollar cost averaging into an exchange traded fund, and I'm going to do $1,000 each month for a total of 12 months and compare that with $1,000 a month into cryptocurrency and decentralized finance. So just look at exchange traded funds side. So on the previous month, on the 1st of October, I started off with $3,950.36, which was the first time that it had actually decreased relative to the cash value, which would have been 4,000 Australian dollars. But luckily, I think October was a month of recovery, and the value has increased to $4,121. So that's just over a 3% increase. On the crypto side, it's kind of gotten a little bit more complex than I initially imagined. So for the first 3 months, I was putting things into the Polygon ecosystem, and at the start of October, I was going of transition into Phantom, just because I thought that might be a better play, given that they have positive borrowing rates when depositing onto their version of Aave, which is known as Geist, but I will talk about that afterwards. So just to remind ourselves of the Polygon value, so this was deposited into Aave. Initially it was around about $1,255 US dollars, and I'm trying to use US dollars now, given that I'm using 8board as my kind of dashboard. They don't give you the option of displaying it in Australian dollars, as far as I'm aware. So it's increased from $1,265 to $1,811. I think it's just because Ethereum and Bitcoin have recovered a lot in the last month. One thing I thought was quite cool is that you can see that my wrapped ETH has actually gone from 0.209 to 0.21, so that's that solid 0.38%, or certainly sub 1% APR kicking in. So on my leverage side, so which that was borrowing maybe 20-30% of my yield, borrowing 20-30% of my Aave value, and turning that into stable coins and then depositing it onto Curve. You can see that the dollar value has slightly increased. I'm owing $1.20 more worth of DAI, USDC and USDT roughly. It's interesting how USDT, the APR is actually much higher. Anyway, but you can see that the ATRI crypto value has actually increased to $740. All in all, this means that the net value had increased from $64.59 before to $249.92. So in summary, the previous value was $1,330 and $2,061 it is now. So it's roughly a 50% increase. I think it's just because Bitcoin and Ethereum have just really picked up. So you can imagine the second side of it was the liquidity pair. So instead of depositing and then borrowing against the deposited amount, I just turned this into a liquidity pair, and I was getting paid in this defi token here. So the value before was $1,296. That's increased to $1,893, and obviously there's a bit of impermanent loss here, meant to be offset by the defi rewards. But one thing that I thought was interesting is that despite the defi rewards being around about 30-35% APR, the actual price of the defi token has been going down. I think it hasn't been getting much traction recently, so that's something to be aware of when you're providing liquidity for another token. And finally, the Phantom strategy. Long story short, I had roughly $746 on the 1st of October, or the start of October really, and then on the 1st of November that had increased to $835, most of it just being an increase in the ATRI crypto value itself, and then a small amount which was Curve and wrapped Phantom token rewards. So all in all, it's been a really good month. So I'm up 53% now. Relative to the $4,000 initial starting amount. This is on the DeFi side, and you can see that this red bar is far outstripping the blue or yellow bar. The exchange traded fund sides, I'm up 3%, which is, I guess, kind of what you're really expecting. when it comes to traditional finance. But yeah, it's interesting to see how from the last month, from September to October, there's a huge recovery or huge increase in the amount of my percentage return just because of the upward swing of Ethereum and Bitcoin. And obviously there will be further swings of it if in case there's a bear market or if there's continued upward pressure on the price. So just topped it up. So at the start of November, after I have purchased my or done an additional $1,000 dollar cost average into it, then I'm at $5,123.92 on the exchange traded fund side. This is in Australian dollars. And then on the cryptocurrency side, I've kind of left everything in US dollars, so it's not an exact comparison to this Australian dollar amount, but obviously before so it's going to be at least around about 5,500 US dollars is the amount in the cryptocurrency. So I'll continue to update, and we'll see if the cryptocurrency DeFi side of things continues to outperform.